Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel once again. I really appreciate everybody clicking on my face, trying to get entertained. I'm here to do my best, because the best is all I can do, right? Today I'm here to talk about Bad Boys Ride or Die, the fourth movie in the Bad Boys franchise. For all the ones that don't know, a small recap. Bad Boys 1 came out in 1995, Bad Boys 2 came out in 2003, and the last one, which was Bad Boys for Life, came out in 2020 that year, if you know what I mean. First two were directed by Michael Bay, and the latter two were directed by the duo Adil and Bilal. I noticed in my previous videos, I think I noticed and I pointed it out, that they were not very well structured. This one I'm going to try and structure it just a little bit better. So in this video, I'm first going to go over what I didn't like, because who doesn't like hearing bad news first? I'm that kind of person. Always give me the bad news first. Then go over what I liked, finish it off with my closing thoughts, and give it a rating, whether you should go see it, whether you should not go see it. If you take my opinion seriously, I'm just starting. I have to build trust. I know that. Challenge accepted. So without further ado, let's begin. And for the ones that didn't read the title, this is a spoiler review. I'm going to be diving right into it. I'm going to be talking about plot points in the movies that some people might think are spoilers. But like I said in the title, this is a spoiler review. So all the ones that don't want it spoiled, come back after you've seen the movie. But then again, the review of this movie is so late, it's not even going to matter. But for all the ones that don't want it spoiled, this is a spoiler review. Now, to give you a basic gist of this installment, our bad boys are back, but this time they are retired and they're not on the force anymore. But when good old Captain Howard gets accused of corruption, our bad boys get framed and go on the run. A little help of Will Smith's son from the previous installment, just in case you forgot that happened. Together, they team up and try to prove Captain Howard's innocence as well as theirs. Now, when it comes to franchises that have quite a lot of movies in their franchise, getting inventive is a very important part of it. You have got to implement a lot of new things to keep things fresh, to keep things entertaining. But sometimes, just sometimes, in some franchises, they go way too far. They start adding aspects to otherwise more straightforward movies. And the Bad Boys movies are exactly that. Straightforward action comedy movies. Get in, get out, get your laughs, feel good, be entertained, get thrilled by the action scenes, and we're done. Don't waste time adding stupid subplots that have nothing to add to the overall story. So let's get into it.
Okay, bad news first.
So the movie opens up with our duo going to Will Smith character's wedding, Mike Larry. But before they do, they have to stop by a convenience store. Why, you ask? So they can pay homage badly to the convenience store scene in part 1. Man, the convenience store scene in this movie was a bit more annoying than it was funny. But anyways, at the wedding, this is where things start to feel, or should I say not to feel, like a Bad Boys movie, and more like an episode of Bold and the Beautiful. Will Smith's physical therapist's wife, which I didn't even know she was the physical therapist of the movie till I looked it up, when she's giving her vows, those vows were cringe. I don't know if they were cringe or her delivery was just like crap. Cause those vows, man. When you came into the hospital, shot multiple times looking like Swiss cheese. You had a fire inside you that lit up my loins. It's not an STD, don't worry, I checked. Yeah, that fire is the reason I had to spend the rest of my life with you. As well as that dope ass crib you have on the Miami coast, and that house fire, baby. Hashtag not a gold digger. I hope you made a sign up prenup Will Smith. Your track record ain't so good. Just saying, homie. Just saying. And after those cringe ass vows, this is where things started to get a little weird. Martin Lawrence starts to drop it like it's hot all over the dance floor. He ends up having a heart attack. During this attack, he falls through the floor, metaphorically. He ends up going to the sunken place from Get Out, Resort and Spa Edition. His life and life in general flashes before his eyes, like I'm watching the Tree of Life or something. Not to mention he sees Captain Howard. This is way before we find out that he's an integral part to the storyline, like Martin is some sort of medium or something.
Wait, what?
I didn't write this shit. Wakes up in the hospital, flashes his ding-dong to the whole of Miami, and believes he can't be killed because it's not his time.
Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is going on in here?
I'm just telling you what I watched. You gotta love that trope in an action movie where the main character can't die because the plot armor be thick as hell, baby. Do you see now what I mean by taking things way too far? Keep it simple, bro. It's a Bad Boys movie. Now, one thing I didn't like from the third Bad Boys movie, Bad Boys for Life, this is Ride or Die, Bad Boys for Life, which I only watched once, by the way, was the addition of his Latin criminal lover from his undercover days and the son he never knew he had with her. I swear, when all that unfolded, it was like all those over-the-top telenovelas and those overly dramatic shows that all our moms watch. Drama! It reminded me of that Modern Family episode. You remember that episode where Mitch and Cam were trying for a surrogate baby? So they end up at the hospital and this whole family starts spilling all these outlandish secrets.
What's that for? The nurse stole her grandmother's almonds.
Where his abuela doesn't want to give you the baby because the baby is the only child of her mijo.
What's happening?
But mijo's mother was sleeping with a ranch handler.
Your mother was my lover.
That was a good episode. That's what that whole side story felt like. They completely lost the plot. Now, if I was to classify the Bad Boys movie, they would definitely be action comedies. That's the genre I would put them under. The first two movies were very good action comedies. They had a good balance between the action and the comedy. The latter two, I would say, are very decent action movies, but the comedy, man, it falls flat 8 out of 9 times. And I'm a person that actually wants to laugh. Laughter is my favorite thing in the whole entire world. I love it, I swear to God. But when you do react in part 3 and part 4, it's more of a light giggle than it is a gut-wrenching laughter, which I always try to look for in life. And since they're action comedies, it becomes a problem in part 3 and part 4, but mainly we talk about this movie. It becomes a problem when you have an action comedy where the comedy is not as funny as the action is entertaining. And those downtimes have to have good gags, otherwise people will get bored. Or should I say I was bored? What? I can't be selfish every once in a while? Now, the first movie had so many good gags. The carjacking scene from the opening of the first movie.
Hey, always got to get the big, thick motherfuckers.
The scene where Captain Howard tells Martin Lawrence to act like Will Smith.
Hello? It's Mike Lowry.
The scene at the convenience store, which was actually funny.
And give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious.
Aren't you forgetting something, Martin?
And some Skittles.
Can't forget them Skittles, man. The scene where Martin Lawrence thinks that Will Smith is sleeping with his wife.
No, come on, Mike. Mike, put it back in. I cannot believe you took it.
And so many others.
So what you wearing?
Man, give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Part 2 had the rat fornication scene.
Papa Rat humping the shit out of this mama rat.
Martin Lawrence's erection problem.
Mike, I got an erection.
The ecstasy funeral home scene. Those things actually kept you entertained, even on the rewatch, you know? I recently watched Bad Boys 1 and 2, I would say, 4 or 5 months ago, and I was still entertained by them because they're actually good gags. I was out of breath there. And there are so many more in part 1 and part 2, but that's just a few of them. Tell me which scenes in part 3 and part 4 are that memorable. Exactly. I'll tell you what is funny though. I like how this franchise brings back old characters just so they can shoot them later. They brought back Captain Howard in part 3 and then shot him in the throat. Fletcher comes back in this one, then gets clocked in the head. There goes your paycheck for the next movie. Cost effective, sucker. This movie is so predictable. When Mr. Fantastic from the better Fantastic Four movies, yeah, I said it. Those Fantastic Four movies were fun, cheesy, and so bad. They're much better than Fan-Fostic ever was. It's so funny that we live in a world where the Fan-Fostic movie wishes it could be the Fantastic Four movie. When OG Mr. Fantastic shows up on the screen, I was like, come on, man, this motherfucker dirty as hell. Nobody else notices? And when Will Smith's telenovela son saves Saul Goodman's girlfriend's daughter, you saved my daughter. That means you're a better man now. You're not bad. Criminal past doesn't matter because you saved my daughter. Now go. Before I change my mind. Maybe I shouldn't watch movies for just a little while so I can feel surprised when these stupid things happen. And the way Saul Goodman's girlfriend's daughter just shows up at Will Smith's house so the bad guys can kidnap Will Smith's wife and her, kidnap 2 birds with 1 stop. I was like, what? Why would you just randomly show up? To progress the plot in the most convenient way, I suppose? Could you imagine the kidnappers outside Will Smith's house all like, after we nab this gold digger, we gotta go get the daughter on the other side of town? Do you mean her? Oh shit, bro. We just saved a trip. And fuel, bro. You seen these prices? Inflation be real, man. No cap. Facts. Maybe this movie was funny in the most accidental way. Now for the good news. Now for what I did like. Action scenes were surprisingly very entertaining. I say surprisingly because we all know how action scenes can be. And me, sometimes I'm a very simple person. Make sure that the person holding the camera is not having an epileptic fit while sitting on a washing machine during an earthquake. And we good, baby. Is that too much to ask for? And there was a part in the action where it was like a first person outlook of the action, where the camera was like on the chest for like 20 to 25 seconds. I rather enjoyed that one. That was pretty good. It was reminiscent of the one in Doom, you know, that old, I think it was 2005, Carl Urban, Dwayne Johnson video game movie, when Carl Urban uses that alien steroid Jamba Juice. Everyone gave that scene shit in Doom. I rather enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it to this day. And not in a guilty pleasure kind of way. Judge me. I don't care. And the two lead stars have a very good dynamic between them. I mean, it's the fourth film in the franchise, and they've always had it. They have good chemistry, and I really appreciate that they still have that. It's pretty good. But they could have gotten them better dialogue for them to say. It's $100 million movie. Hire some writers. Hire some stand-up comic writers. Spruce up the script. See what falls flat. See what slaps. Shh. Don't use that word. What word? Slaps. It's a trigger word. Oh shit. Sorry. I don't think he heard you. Nah, you fucked. He heard you. And I like the fact that for the first time, both of them are on the other side of the law. For part 1 and part 2, part 3, they were all, you know, the good guys. Part 2 did have that scene where they go and save Martin Lawrence's sister, but they were still the good side. The cinematographer's choice of neon colors and bright colors, I really like that. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of neon colors. But I have to say the standout scene in this movie is where Reggie...
Who the fuck is Reggie?
From Bad Boys 2, all grown up now, has to step up and protect the family and goes full John Wick on them. Starts fucking shit up. That was pretty satisfying. I did have a smile on my face when that was going down. I was like, get it, man. You get it. Get it. He messed them up. Good on you, Reggie. Way to earn that respect. You make your chicken wings at the end. You deserve it, baby. And this movie is just under 2 hours. It did feel a little bit longer somehow, but it's not overly long for no reason, which is good. Now, in closing, was I entertained? Yes, it was very entertaining. But I feel with a little bit more work on the script, this movie could have been so much more fun to watch. Would I recommend that you go to the cinema and watch it? I mean, it's made almost $300 million worldwide, so I guess people are entertained. And again, this is my opinion. I just want to voice my opinion because it's fun doing so. Now, if the script doesn't matter to you, some people don't really care about the script, they just want to be entertained, I would actually recommend go seeing it in the movie. It's not that bad. But for the ones that enjoy the action comedy aspect of all the previous movies, and on the third one, the first and second, you will be a little bit disappointed. All in all though, I did enjoy this movie when the action was going down and did not enjoy it when it wasn't going down. It's a very average movie. I hate giving number ratings, but if I had to give a number rating, I would say this movie is a 5.1. Just slightly above average, but definitely not like absolute crap. So that's all I have to say for this movie. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It really helps my growing channel. And until then, peace, love, and I'll see you when I see you.